You're taken from your bed in the middle of the night and forced onto a stage at a comedy club. The loudness of the audience's laughter dictates if you are shot or not, and you're allowed one joke or anecdote to tell. What joke do you choose? An Indian tribe captures 3 men. They tell the men to go off into the forest and collect 10 of the same fruit, or else they would be killed. The men go off, and after a while the first man comes back with apples. The tribe tells the man to shove all 10 apples up his ass without making a sound, or else he would die. The man gets to apple number 2 before he screams and is killed. The second man returns with blueberries. They tell him to shove all 10 up his ass without making a sound. He does well, he gets to number 9 when he starts to laugh hysterically. He is then killed. Up in heaven, the first man asks the second, "Why'd you laugh? You were doing so well." The second man says, "I was, then I seen Patty coming with the pineapples." A guy is in a doctor's office. His doctor is there with him. "I have 2 pieces of bad news," the doctor says. "What are they?" "Well, the first piece of news is that you have cancer." "What's the second piece of news?" he asks. "Well, the second piece of bad news is that you have Alzheimer's." The man laughs and says, "Well, at least I don't have cancer." An American, a Briton, and a Canadian all get stranded on an island with a cannibalistic tribe. The chief tells them, "We are going to kill you and eat you and make her skin into our canoes, but we will let you choose how you die." The Canadian takes a gun and shoots himself. "Sorry, Canadians." The Briton takes poison and drinks it. "Sorry, Britain." The chief then asked how the American wanted to die, and he requested a fork. They gave the American a fork and he started stabbing himself through his skin all over with it furiously. Horrified, they asked him why, and the American looked up and said, "Hell no for your canoes." There was once a missionary preaching to a tribe in Africa. He taught Christian principles and did his best to live them to the fullest. He worked alongside the people and converted many to his beliefs. One day, however, a white baby was born to a woman of the tribe. Outraged, the chief demanded an audience with the missionary. When he heard what happened, the missionary was shocked. He was a devout Christian and knew that he had not slept with any women of the tribe. He asked to see the baby at once. It was immediately clear to him that the baby was an albino. The missionary tried his best to help the chief, with his limited knowledge of the world, understand this phenomenon. "Chief," he said, "this baby has albinism. It should be the same as your people, but this condition makes it white. Things like this happen sometimes in nature. For example, look to your flocks. All the sheep have white wool except for the one, which is black." Okay, the chief interjected. "I won't tell about the baby, if you don't tell about the sheep." "I used to be addicted to soap. But, I am clean now." So a pastor and a politician both die and go to heaven. At the pearly gates they are met by St. Peter, who says, "Congratulations. You've made it to heaven." He then goes to show them where they get to live for the rest of eternity. First they stop at the pastor's house, and the pastor's house is this small house with nothing fancy about it. Just your standard, ordinary house. The politician is very concerned by this and thinks, if this man of the faith got this small house, then my house is going to be garbage. They leave the pastor at his house, and go to the politician's house, and the politician is shocked to find that his house is a big, extravagant mansion. It's complete with all the bells and whistles, the fanciest decor, servants, the whole 9 yards. The politician is very confused by this and asks St. Peter, "St. Peter, I'm confused. How did this man of the faith get such a small house and I got this mansion? That doesn't seem right." St. Peter turns to him and says, "See, you don't understand how things work around here. We get thousands of pastors coming here, and you're the first politician. You know, I heard FedEx and UPS were merging. Yeah, no, and their name is gonna be Fed Up." Told this one at a Christian college open mic night I had no business being at. One day, A bear is hunting a jackrabbit in the woods when they suddenly stumble upon a magic lamp. Upon rubbing the lamp, a genie pops out and grants them 3 wishes each. The bear goes first. I wish that all the bears in this forest, except me, were female so that I could mate with all of them. The jackrabbit says, cool. I wish for a crash helmet. The bear says, that's a stupid wish. But, for my second wish, I wish that all the bears in this country, except me, were female so that I could mate with all of them. The jackrabbit says, sweet. I wish for a Harley. The bear says, that's another stupid wish. But for my third wish, I wish that all the bears in the world, except me, were female so that I could mate with all of them. The genie finally turns to the jackrabbit and asks, what is your final wish? The jackrabbit dons on his crash helmet, revs up his Harley, turns to the bear, then to the genie, and says, I wish that bear was gay.